Welcome to Psycharisma. Today, I'll discuss a topic which a lot of men blindside and pay less attention to. Let's get right to it. Most men think a woman's feelings in their absence are simple. She either misses you or she doesn't. But that's the kind of thinking that leaves a man blindsided when she suddenly grows distant, cold, or worse. When she's already emotionally gone before you even notice. The truth? A woman's mind during your absence is not a straight road. It's a shifting landscape of emotions, testing, and silent decisions you don't even realize she's making. This is where most men get it wrong. They believe absence makes the heart grow fonder, is a guarantee. It's not. Absence can make her long for you, but it can also make her forget you. It can make her crave your presence. Or it can make her feel she doesn't need you at all. Which one it becomes depends entirely on who you were to her before you left and what you unknowingly communicate while you're away. Here's the uncomfortable part. Women are constantly recalibrating their attraction and respect for you, even in silence. Your absence isn't a pause button in her feelings. It's an active test. In those hours, days, or weeks without you, she's not just thinking about the good times. She's measuring how much she truly values you, whether your presence elevates her life, and if the idea of you is stronger than the reality of being without you. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what goes on in a woman's mind when you're not around. From the initial longing, to the creeping doubts, to the dangerous stage where she starts imagining life without you. And trust me, if you think your absence automatically works in your favor, you might be in for a wake-up call. 1. She tests your value in silence. When you're not around, a woman doesn't just sit there counting the days until you come back. Whether she's conscious of it or not, she's running silent tests in her mind. These tests aren't the kind you can study for. They're based on how she feels in your absence. She's watching how much space you take up in her mind without even being physically present. If your presence in her life is tied to excitement, emotional stability, and a sense of leadership, your absence will be felt like a missing piece. She'll notice it, crave it, and even respect you more for it. But if you've been needy, predictable, or too available before you left, your absence doesn't create desire. It creates relief. And that's the last thing you want. Here's the controversial part. The less a woman can fully figure you out, the more she tends to value you when you're gone. If she feels like she's already got you wrapped around her finger, your absence isn't a mystery, it's just empty space. This is why men who constantly chase or over-explain themselves lose ground fast when they're away. While you're gone, she's asking herself silent questions. Do I miss him because I want him, or just because I'm used to him? Am I more peaceful without him here? Do I feel a gap only he can fill, or can anyone step into that role? Every answer she gives herself, consciously or subconsciously, either strengthens or weakens her attachment to you. Let's say you stop seeing her for a week because of work. You don't flood her with constant texts, but when you do message, it's confident and purposeful. She feels the gap, wonders what you're up to, and notices her excitement when she hears from you. Now contrast that with the guy who sends, "I miss you" 5 times a day. She stops feeling his absence because he never really left. 2. Her attraction clock starts ticking. When you're not around, a woman's attraction doesn't just freeze in place, it starts counting down. Think of it like a clock that begins ticking the moment you walk away. This attraction clock isn't about time itself, but about how long you can stay absent before her emotional connection starts to weaken. In the early phase of your absence, her attraction might actually spike. She might miss your touch, your presence, your voice. This is the sweet spot where you still occupy her mind in a positive way. But here's the catch. The longer the clock runs without meaningful interaction, the more that emotional high fades and something else creeps in: detachment. This is why playing hard to get can backfire if you take it too far. Yes, mystery builds desire, but absence without emotional reinforcement eventually makes her feel like you're not a priority, or worse, that you've been replaced. The attraction clock is a delicate balance. You want it to tick just long enough to make her miss you, but not so long that she adapts to life without you. The controversial truth is, women can emotionally reset far quicker than most men believe. Once the clock runs out, she stops feeling the same urgency to reconnect. That's when other people, new habits, or simply her own independence start replacing the emotional role you once filled. So while you're away, you have two choices. You can let the clock run down unnoticed, or you can strategically reset it by creating moments of impact, even from a distance. That could be through an unexpected message that reminds her of a shared memory, or showing up with a purpose when you return, rather than just slipping back into the background. For instance, you're away for 10 days. On day 3, she's missing you and wondering when she'll hear from you. You send a short voice note. Just passed by that coffee shop we went to. Remembered how you almost spilled yours on me. Now the clock resets. Instead of drifting away, she's drawn back in, replaying that moment in her head. 3. She notices who fills the gap. When you're not around, life doesn't pause for her. And that's where many men underestimate the silent competition they face. The moment you step out of the picture, whether for days, weeks, or months, that empty space you once filled naturally starts attracting other influences. These can be people, hobbies, routines, or even new environments. And here's the raw truth. She notices every single thing that tries to take your place. Maybe it's her friends becoming her go-to source of emotional support. Maybe it's that coworker who always makes her laugh. Or maybe it's just her own independence growing as she starts doing things alone. Whatever the case, she's subconsciously measuring, do these things make me feel better than I did when he was here? And it's not always about romance or cheating. Sometimes it's about emotional fulfillment. If someone else becomes the person she shares her thoughts and feelings with, or if she starts solving problems without ever thinking of you, the emotional gap you left is quietly being sealed. That's why some men return from a short absence and feel like something's changed, because it has. Even in small, everyday moments, the gap fillers matter. If she used to call you first when something exciting happened, but now she posts it online before you even hear about it, it's a sign that your position in her emotional hierarchy has shifted. And once she starts realizing she can live, laugh, and even thrive without your presence, the urgency to have you back in her life begins to fade. The controversial part? Most men think these changes happen slowly, but they can start within days. It's not that she's replacing you on purpose. It's that human nature abhors a vacuum. And unless you left a strong enough emotional imprint before you were gone, that vacuum will get filled, one way or another. 4. Memories fade faster than you think. A lot of men live under the illusion that once they've made a woman feel deeply for them, that feeling is locked in forever, like some permanent stamp on her heart. That's not how it works. Attraction and emotional connection are living things. If you don't feed them, they wither. And when you're absent, the clock isn't just ticking on her attraction, it's ticking on her memories of you. At first, she might replay the good moments in her head. Your laughter together, the way you made her feel safe, the chemistry you shared. But as time passes, those memories start losing their emotional sharpness. What was once vivid becomes blurry, and what was once a deep emotional pull becomes just something that happened. Here's where men mess up. They assume those memories will keep her feelings alive, no matter how much time passes. That's lazy thinking. Women live in the present. If your presence isn't felt, either physically or through meaningful impact, her mind will naturally replace old feelings with new ones from her current reality. And if her present is full of new experiences without you, the you she remembers starts feeling irrelevant. You need to understand this. Emotional momentum matters. If you're not actively keeping that connection alive, you're silently letting it die. It doesn't matter how great you were last month if another man is making her laugh today. It doesn't matter how deeply she once craved you if she now goes to bed without even thinking about you. Men need to wake up. Stop assuming love or attraction is permanent. Stop believing that your once upon a time with her is enough to secure your place in her life forever. If you're absent, make sure you left a version of yourself worth remembering and worth missing. Otherwise, don't be surprised when she stops looking back altogether. 5. She questions if you're worth missing. When you're gone, a woman doesn't just feel your absence, she evaluates it. At some point, she'll ask herself a question most men don't want to hear. Is he really worth missing? And that question can be dangerous if you haven't been giving her solid reasons to value your presence in the first place. See, when you're physically present, she might overlook certain flaws or habits because you're still actively part of her life. Maybe you're fun to be around, maybe you bring comfort, maybe there's chemistry, but when you're not there, those positives aren't in front of her anymore. They're replaced by her own thoughts, and that's when she starts weighing the good against the bad. If you've been a man who challenges her in a healthy way, inspires her, and brings value beyond just attention, she'll conclude you are worth missing. But if your presence has been mostly about her doing the heavy lifting emotionally, entertaining herself, or tolerating you more than enjoying you, then your absence might actually feel like a relief. This is where many men get humbled. They think, of course she misses me. I'm her boyfriend, husband, partner. Titles don't guarantee desire. Emotional impact does. Respect does. The way you make her life richer and more exciting does. If she can honestly say she feels lighter, freer, or happier without you around, then you're not winning. You're losing ground. So here's the wake-up call. Stop coasting. A man worth missing is a man who creates a presence so strong she feels the weight of its absence. That means constantly leveling up in your mindset, in your ambition, and in the way you carry yourself. Don't just be there. Be unforgettable when you are. Because once she decides you're not worth missing, it's a lot harder to change her mind than it is to prevent her from thinking it in the first place. 6. Her emotional needs. Find new outlets. One of the most dangerous things that can happen during your absence is this. Her emotional needs don't disappear. They simply find new outlets. And those outlets might not involve you. Every woman has emotional needs. To feel heard, understood, appreciated, desired. When you're around, you might be the main source for these needs, whether you realize it or not. But when you're gone, she's not going to press pause on her emotions and just wait. She'll naturally seek fulfillment somewhere else. Sometimes it's through friends, family, hobbies, or work. Other times, it's through someone new who gives her the exact kind of attention she's missing from you. The hard truth is, this doesn't always happen because she's trying to replace you. It happens because she's human. If she's used to sharing her day with you, but you're not there, she might start telling those stories to someone else. If you were her emotional rock but you've become unavailable, she might lean on another source of support. And if someone else starts consistently providing the emotional connection she craves, you risk becoming emotionally irrelevant. Most men don't notice this shift until it's too late. They think everything is fine because she's not complaining. Meanwhile, she's already building a new emotional rhythm without them. And here's the part that should wake you up. Once a new outlet becomes her normal, Your return doesn't automatically put you back in that role. You'll have to earn it again, and sometimes you never get it back. The key here is not to be overbearing or clingy, but to maintain presence and impact even when you're physically absent. A short, meaningful interaction, a shared joke, or a reminder of your connection can stop her from unconsciously shifting her emotional focus away from you. Because once that shift becomes permanent, you're no longer her person, you're just another part of her past. 7. She decides if your return will excite or bore her. By the time you come back into her life, she's already made a decision. Whether she's looking forward to your return with genuine excitement, or whether it's just another ordinary moment she can take or leave. This judgment doesn't happen in the moment you show up. It's formed long before, based on what you represented to her while you were gone. If you left her with curiosity, mystery, and a sense that you're a man growing, improving, and living a life worth joining, she'll be eager to reconnect. She'll feel like your return is an event, something worth anticipating. But if your absence was filled with clingy texts, predictable behavior, or complete silence without any impact, she'll already have mentally adjusted to life without you. And when you walk back in, it won't feel like a reunion. It'll feel like just another Tuesday. The mistake most men make is thinking the physical return is what matters. It's not. It's the emotional buildup you created while you were gone that determines whether she lights up when she sees you or barely reacts. So here's the bottom line. Your absence is either a chapter that deepens her desire or a break in the story where she realizes the book isn't worth finishing. Which one it becomes depends entirely on the man you were before, during, and after you were gone. The truth is, a woman's feelings for you are never guaranteed, no matter how much she once loved you. Your absence will either sharpen her desire or sharpen her indifference. And if you think she'll automatically miss you just because you hold a title in her life, you're already losing her. I know some of you watching this have lived this reality. You left thinking you were unforgettable, only to come back and realize you were already replaced in her mind. Others have felt the opposite. Her eyes lit up when she saw you because you became a better man in your absence. I want to hear those stories. Comment below about your own experiences, and I will personally reach out to some of you. Let's have real conversations man to man, because these truths aren't talked about enough. And remember, the next time you're gone, you're not just missing from her sight. You're giving her time to decide if you're still worth having in her life. In the next video, I'm going to break down the exact signs that she's slowly detaching from you, even while she's still smiling in your face. So click on that subscribe button so you don't miss it. I'll see you then. See you.